Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book When Books Went to War, the stories that helped us win World War II. When asking the question, how did America win World War II? The first thing that comes to mind is the story depicted in Band of Brothers. We think of how the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division fought bravely in Europe, or the elaborate plan and brilliant tactics of the Allies on D-Day, June 6, 1944. We also remember the islands and islets in the Pacific Ocean that America conquered and the 2 atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Certainly, America won the war using its superior military strength. However, did you know that books also served as another weapon during the victory process? How did America win World War II with the help of books? The answer is found in the story that When Books Went to War tells us. When Books Went to War is the first to reveal the inside story of the armed services editions in World War II, telling an inspiring history of books and war, a paperback revolution without gun smoke. It is the best interpretation of U.S. soft power. As Entertainment Weekly asserted, whether or not you're a book lover, you'll be moved by this impeccably researched tale. The author of this book is Guptill Manning. She is a well-known American writer and lawyer whose works can be frequently found in high-end journals like the Columbia Journal of Law and the Arts. She is also the author of The Myth of Ephraim Tutt. The idea of When Books Went to War was born by chance. Molly once found a volume of letters from American soldiers in World War II while conducting research on a publishing house's archives. This was the first time she was introduced to the Armed Services editions. In those letters, soldiers expressed their appreciation to the Council on Books in Wartime for freely offering portable paperbacks, which lifted their spirits during their tough time on the battlefield. Inspired by this random discovery, Molly was determined to tell the story of how books helped Americans win World War II. The result is the following story. Now, let's begin to unlock this book by dividing it into 3 sections. First, how did books go to war? Second, what role did books play in World War II? Third, what effects did books have in the post-war period? First, let's find out how books went to war. Before World War II, Hitler started an ideological war and began filtering which books came in from Europe. On May 10, 1933, Nazi government-organized student groups carried out a public burning of books in Berlin, burning thousands of books they claimed were subversive to Nazi ideology. Shortly after that, nearly 100 book-burning campaigns were conducted in Germany. To ensure that the book burnings would have a wide audience, Nazis advertised it through headlines, publicizing that the books burnt were harmful to the German values. After the outbreak of World War II, Hitler not only occupied other countries' territories, but also planned to manipulate people's ideological beliefs. Once they had conquered a country, Nazis purged libraries, expropriated any books and artwork they liked, and destroyed books that they claimed were un-German. Through European book burnings, books by Karl Marx, Albert Einstein, Jack London, Helen Keller, and Thomas Mann were nearly all destroyed. You might wonder how Germany, a country with an honorable tradition and culture, could be the source of these massive book burnings. It was the result of Hitler's diabolical scheme. He wanted to create a new world that was controlled only by Nazi ideology. In addition to the book purges, Hitler also used radio broadcasting as a means of publicizing Nazi propaganda. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland during a lightning war also known as the Blitzkrieg in German. Following this, Hitler then infiltrated France through radio broadcast. Radio commentators spoke highly of the German army's dominance, expressed concern about France's fighting ability, and finally predicted that France could not defend against a single attack. Hitler's target was to weaken the French people's morale. Although the French government attempted to launch an ideological counteroffensive by taking an oath to defend freedom, France capitulated 6 weeks later when the attack finally materialized.